So we're here at the
Edison Ford Winter Estates.
yeah. So Edison, Thomas Edison is the one who invented the sound recording,
Yep, recorded sound.
and then Ford is the one who invented the Ford motor, like Ford now. So we're here at their place. So they live here in Florida, and we're going to their house inside. So this is Ford.
This is Edison.
This is Edison and Mr. Edison, Miss Ford. So yeah, I'll be going, and there's a huge trees. What you call this huge trees there? What this trees?
Oh, these are all different types of ficus trees. So
Ficus?
ficus trees produce rubber. You can make rubber out of their sap. And the banyan tree.
Banyan, that's the banyan one.
Yeah, the banyan tree is the largest ficus. It can spread over acres and acres of ground.
Wow. And he works here.
As
He
a
was
tour
a
guide.
tour guide. How old are you when you work here?
When I was a teenager.
Teenager, like 15, right?
It was a good job for the summer.
So yeah, work here. So we'll see if he still recognizes me.
They won't recognize me.
This is the banyan.
Yeah.
This is the banyan tree. So my husband says that it could be
This one used to be a lot bigger, but then the hurricane reduced
get
it.
bigger. Look at that. It seems like they have another tree with another branch, but it's just one.
Those are really the roots, the
Yeah,
aerial
but it's
roots
with
that
the
come down
roots.
from the branches. And that allows the tree to walk along many acres. And go see some.
Look at this. They have mangoes here in Edison place. But we call it in the Philippines an apple mango because it's red. But here's just mango. Okay, now.
So early on in the 1880s, when the Edison family started coming here in the winter and they bought this land and property, they built that little electrical laboratory. But the building that you see there is not the original electrical laboratory, because when Henry Ford became close friends with Edison, he convinced Edison to let him take that old laboratory that Edison wasn't using anymore and take it piece by piece all the way up to Michigan, where Ford was making a museum. So Edison agreed, but just to be extra careful, Ford actually took all of the dirt from under the building and took that up to Michigan too.
Really?
Yeah.
All the dirt to Michigan?
Yeah. So this is what they built after, and it's not exactly the same as the old electrical laboratory, but it gave Edison a workroom on this side of the street. You'll see his big laboratory at the end of the tour.
Okay, we'll go there.
So this is the building that I was explaining. It used to be the electrical laboratory where Edison was doing some of his early electrical experiments. But then when Henry Ford moved it up to Michigan, they just changed this into a study where Edison could read and do some
Most of these things
simple experiments.
Most of these things here, it's the original.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that you have those kind of bag.
The
Remember?
fishing creel, yes.
Where is that? The one that you
I
had?
think it's in Barclay.
Oh, that's the recording thing that he invented.
Yeah. Some of his
He's the one that invented the light bulbs also.
and the recording set.
So those are the light bulbs that we cannot go inside, but those are the light bulbs that he invented. Those
We'll see a
things.
lot more of them later on.
Yeah, that's the original light bulbs that Thomas Edison invented.
He was experimenting with trying to make a better filament that could last a long time. And he eventually found that carbon filaments from bamboo work very well, and then tungsten ended up replacing those. The Edison family had one of the first swimming pools in Fort Myers, but it
First
didn't,
original swimming pool.
one of the earliest in Fort Myers, and it was powered or fed by an artesian well. So there's
Artesian
an
well.
artesian well that's constantly spitting water into the pool, and then it overflows into the river that we're going to see, this
Oh, I
Caloosahatchee
see.
River.
So this is the first original pool in Florida. Now in Fort Myers. It's getting hotter.
So there's the old well house,
That's the well
and
house.
it keeps the pool so clean because water's constantly being flowed through it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that nice?
Hmm.
And this was their patio where they
But our new house have a pool, even we don't like it.
had a changing room, and then they had this beautiful tile patio for tea.
It's nice. Like, look at those tiles.
Yes.
You could tell that it's old.
Yeah, those are original.
Old
tiles. And I want to
design.
show you if there's a good photo of Mrs. Edison and her children having tea on the patio. I want to see if I can find that photo.
Now we're entering.
We're entering Thomas Edison's winter home. And this part of the home includes his bedroom and his library. You can see that in a second. Look at the old electrolier lights.
Oh, that's the light that he invented.
Yep.
That's the original lights.
Mm-hmm. Those are the original bulbs.
We
They
cannot
were-
go inside.
We can go around though and look at it. This would be a nice place to work at your desk and look out at the river.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. This is Edison's bedroom.
Yeah.
Thomas and Mina Edison's bedroom. I like the chair. This is Thomas Edison's bedroom. It's beautiful. The Edison family den. So this is their family den. And this is their living room. This is one of the oldest houses here in Fort Myers.
Do you see how they used to have to hang the paintings like that?
Paintings,
Because this kind of plaster, you can't easily put a nail into it.
Oh, okay. So the foundation is still the original one? On the floor. We cannot go in.
So here we are in Henry Ford's garage.
This is their car. So Henry Ford is the one that invented the Ford motors. So this is their...
T.
Do not touch.
Look at this. This is a really good 1919 Model T.
So yeah.
And then the Model A.
So this is the... Is it the first one that he invented?
This,
Or no?
this model, it's not.
The model. So that's why Ford made in USA.
And you had to crank it to get it started.
There?
Yeah.
To start it?
You had to- you couldn't just turn a key.
So you do like that? Oh wow! So that's the way they start the motor there. That thing, so they crank it. So this is the old model of Ford. Ford cars. They invented the Ford model.
The Model A, you can see how it's an improvement over the old Model T.
This is the old one.
This one, they turned the old Model T chassis into a truck by putting that wooden thing on top.
Oh wow!
And look, this is just hand forged like my dad makes.
Mm. Is it cool that they have this? And also their tire bed, it's small.
Yeah.
It's not the usual car tire. It looks like a tricycle tires. Isn't it cool? So this one here, the Ford Model A, is preservation in progress. It's 1929. So, cool. I saw a very old car here in Edison and Ford Museum.
A few years back, I just said, was one of the truck over there, was that here on the property since when Edison was?
The truck over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, check. the
That's
date.
Henry Ford
Yeah, I was,
toilet. Green toilet.
Yes, Edison, of course, died in 1931, and so it probably was, because I think the truck is in the 20s.
I thought I read on one of the plaques that used to be with that
Yeah.
was
This is the
originally
living
been on
room.
the property
Yeah.
originally, and the second one was
The Model A
Yeah, I see that's a
belonged to
restoration.
Edsel. But he
Oh,
was
really?
also that's not-
So this is Henry Ford the living room. They have a very old piano. So you can see there
I think is amazing.
on the old back seat on the Henry Ford of the Henry Ford.
I heard about it.
It's cool. There's antique furniture. I like antiques
That's the road.
like that. It's beautiful.
Owned by the people who were standing next to them, and so they could talk about.
Now, baby, where are we?
We were going to look at Edison's rubber laboratory. He was
Rubber?
trying.
He's the one that.
He was trying to find a domestic source of rubber because the United States relied so much on Southeast Asian sources of rubber. So that became especially important during World War I. And then eventually synthetic rubber was developed, so it kind of made Edison's work non-consequential. But
So we're
you
in
see
the
what he was
laboratory.
working on here.
Wow. Look at these laboratories.
So you can see
Chemical
this.
process area. Look at this old laboratory of Edison. This is Thomas Edison Laboratory, guys. Look at this.
Really? You could pass a natural. No, Joe.
It's so cool. So this is the other side of Thomas Edison's laboratory.
Created a hybrid of the goldenrod plant that could grow that tall and produced a higher concentration of latex. They were trying to find a good source of latex. So they named that species Solidago edisoniana.
Ganyan. So this is the other room of Thomas Edison Laboratory. Yes, it's so cool to see old laboratories. Wow. American scientists are very smart. Most of the invention is from America. This is the old, what do you call this?
They had this storage of chemicals. Now, when Edison died, they just shut this laboratory up. They didn't do anything with it for many years. And you can see how some of the chemicals ate through the shelf and created spills like that. In fact, look over here if they still have it. You can see how they've cleaned it up. But there used to be shelves that the chemicals had destroyed.
So this is some of Ford classic cars here at the museum. This is 1937 Ford. This one. Look at these classic cars. Isn't it neat? It's so beautiful. The classic cars. This one is I don't know what year. Like, I don't know what year. This one I don't know. This one is the Cadillac Connection and 1914 Ford Model T. That one. It's beautiful. Cadillac. So I like Ford. And this one also. Do not touch. The old cars before are made of wood. They have woods, mix of woods. So look at this old classic cars. Babe, what's this? Is this the engines of the cars?
This is an old generator.
Generator that Thomas Edison invented. So the Edison system, general. This is the oldest generator that I've seen in my entire life. It's the Edison General Electric. Look at this. It's so neat. And this is the light bulb that he invented. We bought two light bulbs that Edison invented. So yeah. And this is, what's this one?
Another generator.
Another generator?
Yeah.
It's huge. It's a huge one, see? Wow. They're very, very talented and they're very smart people. And thanks to them, we have light bulbs now. and recording sound. So he's the one that invented the recording sound and the light bulbs, some rubber that we use for our tires,
And the electric fan.
and electric fan. He's the one that invented it. So, but cool cars, classic cars. But that's very expensive. And this is another car.
Yeah, Buckingham Farms, but it's 8.7 miles.
There's another car there.
Okay. Let's see, is it going on?
This is Henry Ford.
Oh, but it's budget 75. That should be okay. Okay, so you're gonna have to get into a very hot car.
It's a very cool
Yeah, you guys should
museum.
go out and start your car. No.
Go.
In my opinion, Edison's most original invention was he figured out how to record sound. And so here's a very old phonograph, but it's built into a wooden frame. And you can see that there are bite marks on the wooden frame here.
Yeah, why there's bite marks?
That's because Edison was almost entirely deaf. And so he would bite onto the wooden frame so that he could hear the vibrations of the
deaf?
music through
Left
his
arm?
jaw.
Oh, wow. So he cannot hear.
He could hear very little.
Little.
And that was because when he was a boy, he got into trouble on
Yeah,
a train.
Thomas Edison believed failures was just considered a disability and it was a simple challenge to overcome through give as recorded sound. Edison suffered from hearing loss from a young age. By middle age, he was almost completely deaf. But he still recorded the sound?
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. It's the old recording. And this is the light bulb. Look.
You have 50,000 watts.
That's 50,000 watts light bulb. It's 1929 that they invented. I think this is the biggest light bulb that I've seen.
There's a bigger one.
There's a bigger one? Oh yeah. I thought this is the biggest one, but this is the biggest one.
75,000 watt light bulb.
This is 75? Oh wow. It will be so bright to have this light bulb. Maybe I like those kind of things. Teapots. No, it's not teapots.
Yeah, that's Mrs. Edison's samovar. Serving dishes.
It's cool. This is one of the coolest museum that I've seen. A Morse Museum and this museum. Look at these different light bulbs that Thomas Edison invented. So this is the different light bulbs that Thomas Edison invented. I'm so lucky, blessed to see this because when I was in high school, I just learned this in science books or science books. Those scientists, now I've seen their creation. I've seen their masterpiece.
May I have your attention, please? The 2:30 guided tour is now meeting on the museum porch. It is hot and humid out there, so we highly recommend bringing water for this outdoor walking tour. If you do not have water, we do sell cold water bottles in the museum store. Once again, if you signed up for the 2:30 guided tour and have a red wristband, please make your way to the museum.
Edison didn't invent film. I mean, he invented recorded sound, but he improved the way that the old 35mm cameras worked. And so he had his own film studio when they were first making movies.
So he's the one that invented it? Oh, even cameras. So he's the one that invented the movie cameras. Thomas Edison. So this is all his cameras equipment there.
There's some other ones you can see the projectors.
Where's the projector? Oh, this one here? Wow. It's cool.
Film studio.
So this is the old, very old classic. They say it's
Yeah, they
not
made
old,
that,
it's classic, yeah. Movies, camera that Edison made. So now you could see This is the classic camera. I've seen this before only in the photos, but now I could see it with my naked eyes in front of me, but you cannot touch it. This is the first ever talking doll that Edison made. So this doll talks, and there is like that in the back of the doll. It's the way they made it. A doll for every girl. It's $500 today. Featuring a porcelain head and real human hair, and 22 inches tall doll sold for $10 to $25, the equivalent of $200 to $500 today. It's expensive. Two models were available, a basic model and a deluxe model that is seen on display. Where's the other one? Oh, wow. Look at this. This is all the invention of Thomas Edison. The sound of success. Oh, this
Charles Edison's piano.
this is Charles Edison
Edison's
piano.
piano is still
Do
over
not
at the
touch.
house.
So this is the oldest piano. Charles Edison is Thomas Edison's son. So it's a very old piano. I like the bench. It's very classic.
And you know, none of Edison's children had any children of their own, and some
Really?
historians think it was because he was using all these weird chemicals and they didn't know about the safety of them or not.
Oh, so they doesn't have
He never had any grandchildren.
grandchildren.
No.
So who owns some of their
Well,
wealth?
so all of this, Mrs. Edison inherited, and then she donated it to Fort Myers when she was getting old. So she gave it over to the city as a museum.
Oh. And also their properties, they donated it to the city.
Yeah.
This is one of the classic cars also. This is their.
That's the dock that blew away in the hurricane.
Oh yeah, it's not there anymore.